Hi guys, thank you for coming to my presentation today. I know it's a busy day and getting back from break and people are not really here, but that's okay. So I just wanted to share my presentation that I've been working on in class. This is my Erikson theory project that I wrote a paper on, and now I'm presenting my paper and my thoughts about the paper to you guys. And so let's get started. So Erikson's theory of development considers the impact of external factors, parents, and society on personal development from childhood to adulthood. According to Erikson's theory, every person must pass through a series of 8 interrelated stages over their entire life cycle. There are a total of 8 stages, and there are these. So we have infancy, birth, toddler, early childhood, preschool, school age, adolescent, young adult, middle-aged adult, and then late adult, or until death. And with these, they all have different traits or parts to them that Erikson feels that you deal with or go through at that certain stage in life. And for me, I identified 2 stages that I feel like that I'm kind of in right now. I feel like I identified with the adolescent stage, so that's stage 5, and stage 6, the young adult stage. And from an early age, I have learned to view life's challenges as opportunities rather than stumbling blocks. Over the last 5 years, I have had to overcome many challenges that have affected my career planning, creating challenges in everyday aspects of my life. Some affected areas include family, social, and education. So like I mentioned before, I find myself in 2 stages. Stage 5, the adolescent stage, 12 to 18 years old, identity versus confusion. An adolescent must struggle to discover and find his or her own identity while negotiating and struggling with social interactions and fitting in. This is also developing a sense of morality from right to wrong. Adolescents begin to develop a strong affliction and devotion to ideals, causes, and friends. Where in stage 6, the young adult stage, this is from 18 to 35 years old, so this is intimacy and solidarity versus isolation. So at this young adult stage, people tend to seek companionship and love. Some also begin to settle down and start families. Although this seems to have been pushed back farther in recent years, young adults seek deep intimacy and satisfying relationships, but if unsuccessful, isolation may occur. Significant relationships at this stage are with marital partners and or friends. So like I said, I would say I am dealing with parts of stage 5 and parts of stage 6. For me, I feel I'm still struggling to find my identity and who I am and what I want to be when I get older. Am I going to be a photographer? Am I going to be an educator? Or will I be both? Will I work in both professions? I don't know. And I wish I did. And additionally, I find myself in stage 6. I say this because in college I spent a large amount of time with my friends trying to build relationships that will benefit me in the future. Over the years, I've had many educational challenges. My senior year of high school, I became very sick, and I had to spend time in the hospital. And while I was there, it was like beginning of October-ish. So as a senior, I was starting to fill out applications for schools and filling out an application for Winona State while sitting in a hospital bed in between tests for my heart and things like that. After a while, I started to think, this is not even worth it. I finished the application, but how can I be this far away from my doctors and my family and my friends? So I ended up going to a 2-year school, And because of that, I had another educational challenge. When I transferred schools to come here, I lost a large portion of my credits were gone after I transferred, and I transferred in as a freshman after being in school for 2 years. This was very frustrating because I had already completed 2 years and I thought I'd be considered a junior, but it didn't work that way because of the number of credits I transferred in. For me, family is a huge part of who I am, and the reason I chose the career path that I did. I can relate this to the story I read in our book titled Luck is No Accident. The story I connected to can be found in Chapter 4. The story, If You Want God to Laugh, can be connected to my career exploration journey. The story is about priorities changing because of circumstance changing. In this story, Isabel was working her dream job when life happened. Out of nowhere, she was diagnosed with a brain tumor. Unable to perform at the professional level she needed to, she had to quit her 6-figure job at the International Human Resources. Today, she finds herself at a smaller, more local human resources job, but that experience taught her that life isn't in her control, and she's not always leading everything. I can relate this story similar to my story in a positive, in more of like a positive outcome, I guess. But because of my medical condition, I chose to quit playing sports my 8th grade year, and I would still have to go sit at my brother's sporting events, and I needed something to do to keep me busy, so I decided to pick up my mom's little point-and-shoot camera, and I started taking pictures of my brother playing baseball and all his other sports he plays. Now, 10 years later, I'm a sports photographer for a 4-year university. I could have never predicted this to happen. Similar to Isabel in the story, she could have never predicted having to quit her job because of a brain tumor at such a young age. Being a young adult in this day and age, it comes with many social challenges. Some social challenges for me include making sure I make time for my friends. Currently at Winona State, I'm very involved with different clubs and organizations. I have 3 different clubs I've involved in, plus being the sports photographer for Winona State, like I earlier mentioned. I love to spend time with my friends, but I have a hard time saying no to tasks that are asked of me to complete by different clubs or organizations. This is something I'm really trying to work on and get better at because I know I need to spend more time with my friends and not get so busy into other stuff. So in conclusion, I just want to say that I don't have everything planned out the way I want it to be. There are still lots of unanswered questions, and I'm still working on discovering my identity and who I will become. I have many opportunities, I just need to take advantage of them. Overall, this semester I've learned a great deal of information about myself, and I'm grateful for this experience and opportunity to think about who I really am and who I want to be when I actually grow up. Thank you.